And we know the victim energy, right? Who here doesn't know victim energy? Nobody. Nobody. Isn't that cool? We're so alike. How did that happen? I mean, that's a mystery. How did it happen that we're all so alike? But you know, victim, and I'm not saying there aren't real moments where people are victims, okay? We all have had those moments where we've been hurt, legitimately, like it really hurt, and it was not right, and it wasn't fair, and it was betrayal, and people do wrong and hurt one another. That's a real thing, correct? That's something else we share. We've all been hurt. But what we do with it over time is very harmful, self-harming. And we can wake up out of being a victim energetically, and maybe a new moment will come where we have to work through something. But kind of like that repeated pattern, it's a self-harming pattern. Something happened, maybe several things, and then we can't let it go enough to stop ourselves from hurting ourselves. At that point, we are doing it to ourselves. We're harming ourselves through maintaining that position inside. Do you see? Like there's a pattern inside that will hold it and hold it and hold it. And all you're doing is recreating a very painful experience inside. And at that point, you are responsible for recreating that. And by letting it go, you're not letting anyone off the hook. It's not like you have to go into forgiveness to let go of victim energy. It's not like you are letting go of that memory or that they are absolved or anybody. It's about you being kind to yourself. That I'm not going to be perpetrator to myself, because at one point someone was a perpetrator to us in some kind of betrayal. Parent, lover, partner, friend, life, job, right? So many ways. Something will betray us. That's part of being here. It's just going to happen. But then we have to give it time. It's not like immediately do this, but you give it time. But if you see it's not going somewhere, then we're really in a cycle, in a loop. A loop inside where we are damaging ourselves and we're hurting ourselves, and that we can be responsible to without giving anyone a pass. It's not about that. Isn't that cool? I have my own experiences with this. How can I talk about this? And I just realized over time that I was hurting myself by maintaining it's weird, the victim stance. It lives inside in a certain way with a certain flavor. If you know it, you know what I'm talking about. And I realized I'm just hurting myself. It isn't about them anymore. They haven't gotten my forgiveness. It doesn't matter. That's not even what it's about. You know, what they did is whatever. It's still what is whatever. It's always going to be what it is. But what I do with it is all important now. And if I hold an energy inside that feels betrayed and I continually recycle that, I am miserable. I'm making myself miserable in some corner of my universe. And I love myself too much at this point to do that. Screw that. Screw that. And guess what? Freeing oneself there has nothing to do with them. It's all about you reclaiming yourself. for you. Isn't that cool? You reclaim it for you. And you're not giving over any power, or it has nothing to do with them. It's almost like they're out of your consciousness at that point. What happened is out of your consciousness. It takes up too much occupancy, whatever people are doing. So you free yourself inside of what people are doing, and you let them have their own reality.